we've demo-proofed our bases. You could apply this anywhere. For the first time in so many alphas, we have a genuine solution to demolishers. G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 days. Welcome back to the new 2.0 update, where I'm back in JaWoodle Park because I've got something special for you. Ah, look at it. It was so good for about 4 minutes. They patched out the ladder base, I know, about maybe 12 hours after the video went out. The patch went out that nullified their little, whatever was happening in their brains, getting stuck at the top of ladders, no longer a thing. Which will stand here as a testament to what did work for a couple of seconds there. But I've come back today because every time I go to the forums or anytime I look at anything about 7 days, there's always the same post, and it's new players asking how to deal with demolishers. And I get it, you know, like they're the big bad, they're the worst enemy, especially for base building in the game. You want to know how to deal with them, and they have the most jeopardy because if you shoot them wrong, you lose everything you've built. So, I have an idea that I think will take demolishers and just remove them from Horde Nights entirely. Not cheese them, not like delete them from the world, but just hold them somewhere else where you're not going to risk shooting them. You can deal with the rest of the zombies, then when the Horde Night's over, you can deal with the demo separately. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build ourselves a properly demo-proof Horde base, because it's about time we did. I might even just quickly use this little tester base that I built just to quickly make sure that nothing has been patched out. Like our precious ladders, they are gone, but we should still have other things we can use. So this idea came from the crawling horde base that I built. The video for that should be out at this point, and that mechanic worked really well on everything except the demolishers. For some reason, they just get stuck. They just get stuck here. They don't try and find a way around it. They don't try and go through it or over anything. They just stand there forever. So if I can take that, mechanic, that filtering mechanic, and keep the demolishers apart from the rest of the horde, that's going to be really good. All I need to do is figure out a way to apply this in a better way. What I'm thinking to start off with is just maybe like using that like a gate, you know? So I have like a regular base going up, but what I want to do is build a bit of a corkscrew, because if I have a couple of demolishers stuck at the gate like that, I can throw some molotovs at them, some grenades, a rocket launcher, whatever you want to do. Make sure you don't detonate them and cause yourself a real mischief. But if I could just have like an easy avenue to throw molotovs down, then when there are demos there potentially plugging up the path for the rest of the zombies, that might be an issue. I would want to get rid of them. So I think molotovs might be the best play. I'll build one first, I'll test it out and see where the issues lie, but hopefully it's pretty straightforward. I've just quickly knocked up just a little horde base. It's not really anything of note. It wouldn't even really work that well for a horde. I know I haven't built it like tall enough or wide enough or anything. They will go and destroy everything mode for this, but it's not what I'm here to have a look at. What I want to do is make sure I grab the right blocks. So you were, I think, what were you again? You were the wedge 60 tip. You were the regular. No, you weren't. You weren't actually. You were the wedge narrow middle. Because it's not about just like forcing them down. It's got to like, if you want them to go down, you got to gently suggest it. Just kind of like put the idea in their head and let them come to their own decision. You know, let them know that's what you want, but let them do it themselves. You can't force it, just like a gentle nudge. So the wedge narrow middle goes there. That's the wedge 60. Double check that. It definitely was. It was. And an into U, which is the wedge 3/4. So if I just build that 3-block stretch there, that will hopefully do it. I was going to build up 2 little walls to make like a little tunnel for them to go through, but I need to be able to throw molotovs at it from here. It's the whole reason I built this little doodle hanging out on the side of my little cage over here to lob some mollies over to deal with the demos. So instead, I'm just going to build from you. And it needs to be those 3 blocks, doesn't it? But I want them to get around that corner. There's a lot of weird things about the zombie pathing. Sometimes they do what you want, and sometimes they're a little bit too close to a jump or a stair or some sort of altitude change that they start doing some interesting things. No, that's one too high. It's only going down. What is it? It's a 1.25 block gap. That's what I need. Just to add some contrast to that so we can see what we're dealing with. I chucked on some red paint on the back so you can see exactly how tall that gap actually is. In fact, to really drive it home, let's get some bars, and I'll put you in like that and like that. So there you go. So it's not a full block, it's a 1.25 meter block gap, and that should, if we get a couple of demos and a couple of Arlenes, just some ferals, demos come up, demos get stuck. Perfect. Oh, they do clog up that little avenue for the zombies quite badly, don't they? And the worst part about that is because the zombies do swing at each other, if they're getting blocked by another zombie, they don't care. They don't care if it's a block or a zombie or whatever. They'll just start beating on shit. So you can get through. I mean, that's working fine. Let's get some more zombies in. Just to try and shortcut this a little bit and just test everything all at once, I've got every single type of zombie. Every single feral zombie in the game is here, so one of each style. And the 2 demos in the middle. And I just want to see... there's too many zombies for the pathfinding to work. I just want to see if any other zombies do get stuck. That's not really helping with you beating on shit. I knew that I should have built it properly, but the demos do get stuck. Everyone else is coming through. No one else is going to get pinched. No, okay. Okay, so if I just build something like this, but better, we can make it work. I just don't think this gate thing is going to be the play. It creates a choke point. They get mad. Yeah, no, I can make this way better. I've made a couple of little changes, nothing too serious though, but I've still got the same little corridor bit there because I'm trying to think that maybe the demos don't see that as a crawlable path. They just see it as a regular path, whereas I do know from the very first testing I did with the crawling base in the other video that zombies seem to want to avoid crawling if at all possible. So, what if I gave them a regular path and they didn't have to crawl on all the regular zombies, and then the demos would, because they don't see that as a crawling thing at all, maybe the demos will just happily get stuck there, but the rest of them can make their way around the outside, go full trailer park girl spec. But first things first, what do the demos do? If the demos go around the back way, then it all means dick hole anyway. It was worth a try. It was worth a try. Never mind. Thanks for coming. I mean, I may as well test the rest of the zombies while I'm here. So let's get some Arlene's. My favorite, the classic. Are you going to try and take the crawling option because you can crawl, or no? But I do wonder, is that just because it's faster because you're a feral to sprint around the outside of it? How about that? Nah. I do think it's because of that though. I think it's because they do slow down to do the crawl. It's faster. That's all they care about. Faster to go around the outside of it. Their super duper structural engineering degree says no fun. So what about instead of having like a gate like this, which is still working enough, it's just there's just too many zombies, it's going to cause too many problems. What if instead of a singular gate like that, what if we built... Oh. Okay. Right. What if we built like a semi-permeable wall? Kind of like a filter. Kind of like a colander, like you're making a salad or pasta or something, where you can strain... You can strain out the bigger zombies. You can strain out the demos and let the smaller zombies or the fluids get through. What if we built a demolisher zombie colander? Okay, hang on. I can see it in my head. I'm gonna need some supports in the corner. You can go up to there. It's gonna hold you nicely, and you as well. So what I'm thinking is, if I build like that gate, but like a ring around the entryway to my horde base, that could be around your entire base if you wanted to, around your house, wherever you are, but it's protecting the area where zombies are going to be able to get through with this demo sieve, with this demo colander, then they're going to walk up here, they're going to get stuck, but the rest of the zombies are going to be able to cruise on through without too much of a problem. I think I only need like a 1-block ring on the ground. I could have made this ground level with sand, but I like having the line of concrete so I can see easily where I'm supposed to be building this thing. I'm going to continue you on. So you're not actually stuck to the block below it either. It is still that 1.25 meter clearance. Very specific. Very specific. We're using measurements. We're using the metric system, which means I'm very sorry, Americans, but you might have to find an online calculator or a conversion kit. How do you convert 7 days into metric? That's what you need to know. Only downside I've got so far to my little plan is there isn't a an outer like rounded piece for the narrow middle. Like if I want to go with the wedge 60s, wedge 60U, so I need like that narrow version of like this block. Like that sloped edge, but I don't think I'm gonna get one, or even like you, because I can't put the corners in. It's giving me full like ancient Rome vibes. I've built myself like a piazza, a little courtyard. It's not too bad, but only I and every other zombie except for demos can enter. Very exclusionary piazza then. Now is this gonna work? I've built that whole ring around the entire set of stairs. It's not very tall. They might try and go up and over above, but if I get some R-lanes as always, some demolishers, come through please. I mean, you got up, and that's all well and good. They're getting stuck on this bloody lip. I need to fix that. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. I need to fix it. Try this again. That's not working much smoother. Give them a nice little path through. You're on... I should have just leveled the ground before I did this. You're on the wrong side. You're on the high side, so you're not getting through to start with. You are getting stuck. We'll get some more Arlenes. We'll get some more Demolishers. And to see how that works with that many zombies cruising around. So if you get enough Demolishers in them, they're going to start clogging up. But the rest of the zombies still have a way through. That's what I was hoping for. Even more Arlenes. Always more Arlenes. Make everyone's dreams come true. They get a little bit gummed up, but it's not too bad. I'm getting punched up the top because you made it around the bloody the gates up the top. But you're moving through. The demos can't do it. So all I need to do from up above is grab a couple of mollies and just hit them there. And that'll just burn the demos and only the demos. Oh, okay. So that's already a success. That's already a successful design. It's just not super efficient at the moment because it's bloody big. Oh, and you can get through it as well. I didn't even test that. In all the crawling-based testing stuff, I never tested to see if I could crawl through. That's pretty bloody handy. But if the demos insist on standing up like that, how tall are they standing? Because this is pretty big. I want to try and shrink it down. So one Molotov, you would have to find where they were. Just throw a Molotov at the blockade and you'll get them every time. But if they're standing tall like that, maybe there's something else we could do with it too. If I just make like a ladder pillar in the middle, I should be able to shrink down the area that I make the demo sieve. Is that going to be the official name for it? That's the first name that comes to mind, which means it's probably going to be the one that I forget almost instantaneously. But if I make a small demo sieve just around you, then that should have the same effect, right? Rather than all of the blocks, all the concrete, all the everything. In fact, that's a good thing to check. Can I make this out of wood? Like, how cheaply can we separate the demos? It doesn't look like much at all, does it? It looks pretty nondescript. It only took me 44 blocks to build a little ring zombie sieve around you. I've left the corners bare because I don't know how the zombies react to the corners with any sort of trap on them. But I guess we'll find out now. Get a couple of demos in. Get a couple of Arlenes in. So you immediately... The Arlenes push on through. The demos will stay there. You'll come all the way up, which means I can now sit up the top. That's a much smaller area. And in fact, I could make that even better. Hold on a second. If they only have that one ladder on that one side, then that's the only route they can take to get up to me. Which means I can get rid of all the extra bit on the back and just have you on the front. Right there. This seems too good to be true now. I didn't even realize it at the time either, but I did actually simplify it somehow. Despite only being 3 blocks, I simplified it down to just 2. Because the end lip of this narrow wedge here is the same height as that 3/4 block. That 3/4 block is actually unnecessary. It's just these 2 that force the crawling. And I don't need them crawling for long like a crawling base. I just need them to drop, get through, and leave the demos behind. Because I don't think they'll see that as an option because that's a clear path through there. Hang on. That needs to be tested too. No, he doesn't go for it. I was worried he'd see that as an easy block to break and decide to break through there. Excuse me? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Beating on stuff. Okay. That's a new and unexpected development. I'll put you there. I'll put another one over there to see if you target the block as well. Is it just because it's wood? Because you didn't have a tickle of any block at any point before now. You have gone for that block. Okay, that's not gonna work. I don't think wood should be used, but in fairness, if demos are showing up, you're likely a bit further on in the game than using wood blocks. It was worth knowing, but I think we can safely rule it out. They didn't take a swing until just then, and I don't want to run that risk. It's not the ugliest base I've ever built, but it's not an awful long way off. There's jagged edges all over the place. It's a higgledy-piggledy mess, but if it works, it's a usable higgledy-piggledy mess. Sometimes it does have to be function over form. Much as it pains me to say that, aesthetics do always matter, unless you're gonna die. Put you like that. Looks a little bit better. So this is just like a floating ring. I've got the narrow wedges in there. I've got the regular wedge on the outside, just attached to a singular ladder. So they can only go in from one direction. And trying to think, if I'm standing up here, that's going to be an easy spot for the demos to be. So we'll get demos in. We'll get some Arlene's in. Get the ferals as always. You guys get stuck. So you are trying to go through the same way as the demos are, which is right in front of those ladders. You do spread out a little bit more if I give you another ladder. I've got some demos spread out. I've got some Arlene spread out as well. I'm going to call them in from all different directions. You've gotten stuck on that little lip and immediately made a mongrel of this design. Yeah, that cord is causing issues. I think, weirdly, even though it was a little bit gummy, a little bit stagnant, but I think that first kind of tunnel that I made was actually the best one. I think this is too complicated. I think there's too much room for error here. I think the simple little little tunnel that I built, I think that's probably the best way to go. It's the corners. The corners are causing so many issues. So if the issue that I've got is that zombies are getting stuck behind the demos, what if I can just clear the demos? When I have this, I know that these 3 side crown blocks are the only block in the game that Sammy the Sledge can punch through. So if I put in, just like I had for the crawling base, a little window, just like you and like you, for my little sledge turret to sit on the other side of, at least then, I suppose I don't have to worry about the zombies getting trapped there. They'll always be able to get through because the demos will always get cleared, even with me narrowing that path that I have to take from it. So 1 block wide now. If I get your attention, that demo's going to get up there first and cause a moving roadblock. I have also put some of the sledge on his left-hand side so it won't tickle the nipple. Get the demo out of the way. Open sesame, Arlene's come through. That's perfect. That's good. I would like some more Arlene's, please, so I can just run the next lot through. Because the demos will stay there, perfect. Will stay there in front of something so they get held in position. They're also going to be sitting there long enough to potentially get pissed off and start swinging at things, which is also a good thing to have. Kind of like insurance. Get the roadblock out of the way and get the traffic moving. It's like everything you wish you could do on a freeway. Someone's sitting in the right lane doing 20 under. Bonk! Out of the way. Get the shit out of here. Traffic's moving again. That, I mean, that's demo proof. If I build this bit up here, probably ignore this bit. This is somewhere for me to stand. But that's now isolated the demos, so I have no risk. If I'm sitting up here, hitting away, shooting away, doing whatever, I'm never going to hit a demo's nipple because a demo's never going to get up here. I'm now safe, completely safe from detonating a demo. That's a success. That is a resounding, resonating success. Look at them. It's like specifically targeting them. Perfect. Oh, it's so good. I just had another. I was going to say even better idea. I might have to wait until I've actually done it first before I say it's an even better idea. So the demo, right? The demo's standing up tall. Every other zombie starts crouching down to get under this thing. So if I get a powered door, if I can run the sensor cable through at the right level, then only a demo can trigger it. Oh, yeah. Well, I could properly AFK this. Rather than rely on some of the sledge. In fact, hang on a second. Can I put some of the sledge behind the door? So the door opens, Sammy goes bonk, and the door closes again. It's like a Sammy in the box, like a Jack in the box that pops up. That sounds fun. It's not what I had in mind. I'm going to build it anyway. So the trick's going to need to be that I need the tripwire to be in exactly the right spot, which is going to be a little bit interesting. In fact, so I stick you upside down on the side that looks like it's basically bang on. I'm going to just continue this on out to there. So I'm going to stick a tripwire just the other side of you. So that should get that wire basically at demo heights. It's all about whether he triggers it or not. Being inside the same space as the wire is one thing, but whether he triggers that is another. I'm just going to stand here. Demolisher, you want to come run this for me? I've got my demo. He's just waiting patiently, but I've quickly wired up a speaker just so I can know for sure if he does turn this thing on or not. Over he comes. So if I just wire, instead of the speaker, if I just wire you to this door, holy shit. Holy shit. I want all these demos. All these demos to run this, please. You get away from there. I know you're mad about getting bonked off the side. So they cruise on over. They touch the wire. The door will open. And they'll get pushed off the... They'll get pushed off the side and the door closes again. Completely unnecessary. But so funny. I didn't need to do them like that. But I don't have any regrets. And as soon as it was gone, the door closes. That's almost better than what I had in mind. It's so good. So what I was actually thinking of doing, not putting the door like that, but getting rid of the door underneath. We'll just go like you. I think you do though, you need a block for them to walk on. I think they can walk on. I think from memory it was a pole. This might have changed in the 2.0, but I hope not. Get advanced rotation on you and chuck you down like a little trapdoor, like that. So that should still be pathable. So as soon as the demos, and only the demos, I'll double check that actually. In fact, that's something I do need to check. Is it still only demo? Or is it potentially other zombies too? Or why don't speak it back up again and run some extra zombies, but the demos tickle the wire, they fall through, the door closes again, the rest of the zombies make their way past. It's a nice theory. I'm not sure how it's going to go in practice. Let's test it with some Arlenes first, get them out there, get their attention. I just want to make sure that you don't touch the wire at all. Oh. And you don't, but you also don't path anymore. Oh, no, I think I've broken it. I think I broke it. Okay, I've ruined it. Luckily I came up with the salmon in a box because that does actually work. I'll just replace you with some full blocks again. That should give you the pathing you need. You went through and no siren sounded. So you do just, only just though, clip underneath it. How close are you? Oh, that's like a good foot away. Bags of space. In that case then, what about something bigger? What about like a frost claw, which I think is now the tallest zombie in the game other than the demo? Go on through and no, didn't touch that buzzer. Beautiful. The only other tall one I can think of is a bow. I'll grab a couple of you to check it as well. And while you're running that, which by the way didn't hear any buzz, while you're running that, I can then run the demos. Nothing's changed. And you do. You trigger it. I haven't got you right up to the door anymore. there you go. So every other zombie gets through them without opening the door and without getting bonked by Sammy. But as soon as the demos get there, they get sent off again. Which means you could wire that up to turrets, you could wire it up to blade traps, you could wire it up to whatever you wanted to, electric fences too. So you have all, like, demo-specific electric traps. We've demo-proofed our bases. You could apply this anywhere. 2 blocks, 2 well-placed blocks, and you can keep demos and explosions out of your precious builds. So all you would need to do now is just build like a proper bunker. Any sort of bunker. Like build this kind of bunker up on top of that pillar, and you'd have a horde base that I don't think has any weakness. It'd be nice and tall, so they won't go into destroy everything mode. You've got the demo separator, the demo colander, the demo sieve to keep demos away, so no misaligned shots is going to blow something up and destroy your hard work. That's pretty good. That is a resounding success. We've done it! For the first time in so many alphas, we have a genuine solution to demolishers. We can demo-proof all our base builds. It only took 24 alphas. Just for one last little go though, I'm just going to extend this pathway out to be 3 wide. The wider it is, the more space there is for zombies to make their way around it, so you don't have to run the risk of them beating on each other. So it's just the wedge tip 60, placed like that, the thin way towards where the zombies are coming from, then that narrow wedge, the third out of the 4 options. So that's now 3 wide. I will also grab a plate and chuck it on the side to hem it in nicely. I've chucked it through to Horde Knot. I've got a couple of demos cruising around. I've got a nice 3 wide little demo sieve over here. I mean, they're stuck on those stairs. That's fine. They'll come through nice and easily through there. No issues. The demo gets stuck. I don't have any of the power on. Nothing's running. It's too wide now for Sammy to do the job. So you all sit there, but that's right in an easy spot for me to just lob down some Molotovs. And actually, all the other zombies that now run through that I gotta get set on fire as well. So I can Molotov the entire horde just from here. It's like a fire trap that they run through. It's like a pizza oven. I've made a zombie pizza oven. Go in one side, come out the other one. Definitely well cooked. Slap some pineapple on that pepperoni bad boy and put it in your face. And you can just burn the demos from up here. In fairness, the demos take a long time. A long bloody time to take any fire damage. Luckily, there's always better solutions. Chuck in some grenades. Could probably even build something like a grenade bucket or something to make this even better. Build a nice little backstop there to catch all the ones that I do throw. Pull the pin on the last one. As they start backing up like that, and send them all into 17 pieces. I think the Sammy the Sledge one, the Peekaboo Sammy turret, is definitely my favorite one. But just having the different options to demo-proof my stuff. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Just for a couple of blocks too. As easy as that. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty bloody good. As soon as I saw the demos getting hung up on the crawling base, my brain started ticking over, and because I am just a flat-out loser, I was lying in bed, not being able to sleep, thinking, how can I use this to my advantage? And this is how I can use it to my advantage. Just keep the demos away. Rather relying on my lack of ability to hit headshots, because I always seem to shake and get myself in trouble. If I just remove demos from the firing line completely, they can't explode. And especially if Sammy's in there, punching him out of the way. Clear the area, deal with the demos when the sun comes up again in the morning, so you don't have to worry about it at night. So good. So good. So there you go. The next time you see someone out there who's asking, how do I fight the demolishers? How do I best get rid of the demolishers or demo-proof my base? We have a solution. We finally have a solution. I'll definitely make a short form of this video like I have been doing lately. I love making the shorts for base builds. It's so much fun. So there's an easy way. You can just set in the short. Here you go. Here's how you can be better and keep the demos away. I'm stoked with that. I'm actually stoked with that. But now that we do have that successful build, that does mean that I'm going to have to leave this episode here. I have some other ideas of things I want to build in the park, so I will come back and do some more. There's still lots of space. Lots of space in this world to fill up with different base builds and things. We'll have to come back and build those things in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on whatever. And if I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.